orchard project on Islesboro is an endeavor that students in the horticulture program, myself and a few island residents, including Jamie McMillan and Sandy Oliver, started several years ago. The idea being that we wanted to preserve some of the agricultural heritage of Islesboro by first finding and identifying as many old apple orchards and apple trees as we could, and then trying to preserve those by collecting scion wood and grafting that scion wood onto some of the sapling trees and rootstock that we have in our protected orchard at school. We have currently 17 trees in the orchard with several additional varieties grafted onto those trees. So it's a very exciting project, and we're hoping to involve more people.
It's just the fact that I think people buy land here without knowing the trees that are on it or what they are. And if the tree is where you want to put your house, they're going to cut the tree down. Mm-hmm. And
they did that up island at the old orchard.
People often ask me about Johnny Appleseed, and this is part of food history. And people say, well, did he really do that? Did he really go around planting apple trees? And the story on Johnny Appleseed is that, yes, he did. He would go to cider mills and collect the seeds. And he would go and establish nurseries of little trees in places where he thought people were going to go settle. His particular genius was being able to predict what streams people would travel and what land they would select to establish their homesteads in places like Ohio and Indiana. And he bought small pieces of land and he planted out these young apple seeds in the ground, and he sprung up these little nurseries. And then when people came to settle in those places, they had a couple of requirements to prove that they had established their homestead spot. And one of them was that they had to have a certain number of acres and apple trees. So he really did exist, and he provided a really valuable service. And as far as I know, there was nobody who did that here on Islesboro.
The mission of the project is to engage people in the history of the island and provide educational opportunities for both students and people in the community, and just to try to get people a bit more connected with the history of Islesboro and the importance of locally produced food.